typical Christian. Who's a typical Christian? You are. James Webb. You're a typical fucking Christian. Okay? Here's why. For everybody who doesn't know, I actually had to bring my notebook for this one, but for everybody who doesn't know, this video is the video that I'm responding to is a response to the Amazing Atheist case against Christianity. In which this guy, James Webb, goes about refuting all of the masterfully laid out arguments that the Amazing Atheist put out there in a typical Christian fashion. Now, you say that we can't take something from the Old Testament and compare it to the New Testament. It's like comparing apples and oranges. It just doesn't work. Okay? Fair enough. Well, no, it isn't really, because Jesus himself said that we're not supposed to change anything that was in the Old Testament, but for the sake of argument, let's say you're not allowed to compare things from the Old Testament to the New Testament. Okay? What about the verses from Jeremiah that were mentioned? Okay, you didn't even touch those at all. You know, Jeremiah 3:12 says, "I will not look on you in anger, for I am merciful, declares the Lord. I will not be angry forever." And then you go a little bit further, and 17:4 says, "And I will make you serve your enemies in a land that you do not know, for in my anger a fire is kindled that shall burn forever." You didn't even touch that, but I understand. You don't want to talk about the Old Testament because you're a typical Christian who typically sidesteps the Old Testament out of fear. Typical. Okay. And yes, I know. I've been reaming the Old Testament pretty hard lately. I mean, I fucked the Old Testament like a choir boy being led to confessional with promises of candy and absolution. That whore's been played out. Let's trade her in for a new model, okay? Let's go to the New Testament. Matt, Mark, Luke, and John, alright? Let's talk about these fellows. If you take four people, and you show them all the same movie, and then ask them later what that movie was about, you won't expect to get the same story from each of those people, but you'd expect them to at least be close. Okay? Where did Jesus first appear to the 11 disciples after his resurrection? You'd think they'd all get this. You'd think they'd get their story straight with this one, but no. Matthew 28:16 says it was on a mountaintop in Galilee, whereas Mark 16:14, Luke 24 verses 33 through 37, and John 20:19 say that it was a room in Jerusalem. And that's just the shit that made it into the Bible. The Gospel of Judas tells a completely different story. And of course the betrayer would tell his own story to try and make things better for himself and cast himself in a better light. Yeah, typical Christian response. Let's talk about empiricism. Okay? You say that our conclusions are fallacies because of our presuppositions and biases. And because of these presuppositions and biases, we misinterpret not the Bible, but what? Information? Raw data? Universally accepted facts? Facts that directly contradict and refute your Christian God? Empiricism is flawed because we can only use it to measure natural things. We can't use it to measure supernatural things. Okay. Then let's use logic to refute God, okay? God is perfect. What does something that's perfect do? Nothing. It doesn't have to do anything. It's perfect. And yet your perfect creator God decided he was going to create a universe. A perfect creator is a contradiction. Okay? Now, what does perfection beget? More perfection, right? Okay. A perfect creator that creates imperfect humans is a contradiction. Okay? And, oh, yeah, I know. I can't use logic to refute God because God is illogical. I know. Okay? And then I want to congratulate you. You did a bang-up job refuting typical Christian responses to, all of the evidence that's brought up against Christianity. You did a good job refuting those typical Christian responses by being a typical Christian. You quoted Bible verses at us and tried to convert us to Christianity and win another soul for Jesus. Typical. And then you go on to say, because we are born into sin, even though there are Christians out there who accept the fact of evolution, and therefore all of the Old Testament is poetic and symbolic, but that doesn't matter. If the Old Testament is symbolic and it didn't really happen, but there is still original sin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Perfect sense. Because we're born into sin, we offend our judge. That guy who sits up on his cloud and judges everybody. God. Yeah. Matthew 7:1 says, "Judge not, that you be not judged." I judge God to be powerless and malevolent. I also judge God to be fictitious. I've been Aldous Valor, the judgmental asshole.